Hi, today I'll be talking about Slack code. As you can see, Slack is actually bringing a new way of writing code and also doing some edit where you actually interact with a particular, you can interact with Claude directly from your Slack. And also you can also interact with your code base. Now, these are new things that Slack code actually review in their latest release, where on their side, you can actually have more work done straight from Slack. Think of it as instead of you having to use your IDE to constantly prompt, to constantly interact with Slack, you can actually interact with your code base. Oh, to constantly interact with your model from your harness. You can actually do that straight from Slack. For example, let me bring up my VS Code and you see how the prompt works. Here, I could literally type a prompt that says create an HTML page for a waitlist. So instead of having to type all this here in your harness, in your VS Code, guess what you can do? This particular text, create an HTML page for my waitlist. That can be done directly on Slack. If this is done on Slack, Slack will basically create the file. The creating file analyzing statement here, you won't get to see it. Slack will be doing everything in the background. There has been a lot of context switching between having to go to Slack, coordinate with your teammate, and then also going to VS Code to actually communicate what you intend to do to your agent. So Slack is basically bridging the gap. Instead of context switching between Slack and also switching between your VS Code and Slack or your anti-gravity IDE, you can actually do everything directly from Slack. And then also you can specify your model of your choice, and it's basically going to prompt your model since it is already aware of the file. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to implement it. What I just did here, as you can see, is able to create the HTML file here. And then once you create the HTML file, you can also see what is done, what it has been able to do. You can see it. Now let's copy this part file. Let's open a new section here, and you can see this is something that was created from VS Code. But instead of using VS Code to create something like this, just imagine doing all of this directly from where? Directly from Slack, as you can see. And these are the things that Slack actually bring in here, where you get to interact with the agent straight from Slack, and then you get to get the feedback. You get basically the entire planning of your application and the delivery of your product. Everything can actually take place directly where? Directly on Slack. So you should take a look at it and try and check it out. And as you can see, they also in partnership with they also partner with some of the leaders in the ecosystem like Claude, and which is the Anthropic company, also Cognito, who actually built Devin. So it is Devin tend to act like a co-worker to most of the product that is being built. So they've already partnered with Cognition, and also with GitHub as well. And as you can see, Vercel. So these are the 4 main partners that they've actually announced based on their documentation. Most people are aware of Vercel, which is a code channel, and they also have his own agent as well. So now imagine they partner with Claude, Devin, GitHub Copilot, and ChatGPT by OpenAI, and then also Vercel. You can actually get a lot of work done directly from Slack. A typical example is the marketing team. Marketing team want a press release to go out literally in 1 minute. Ideally, they will communicate that to the engineers. What would the engineer do? The engineer would naturally write the code, test it, do all of those things, and send it back to the marketing team for review. The entire scope of delegating, back and forth, all of that, guess what can be done? Everything, the work can actually get done directly from Slack. Slack is rally point. Slack can also be the implementation point as well. So these are one of the few interesting things that Slack is bringing to the table, which is they want to go beyond just conversation. They also want to go beyond Slack code. Slack code is they're trying to be like the piece that actually orchestrates the entire flow. So and they're using an agent to do that, and then they want the agent to become part of the daily work culture of every single company. So as you can see, work is a multiplayer in Slack. It's not just a standalone. So I think you should keep out an eye out for Slack and check out what they have to offer, especially with the current race of AI. Everybody using different IDE, anti-gravity, VS Code, Devin, all these tools. hopefully they'll be able to bring everything under one ecosystem and to manage by Slack.